What is up, guys? I say that every single time because I'm actually curious in what you guys are doing. I want to know. You can go to my Instagram, ABQ Jason Rigby, and you can DM me. I get DMs all the time. More than happy to be able to answer any questions, book recommendations, or if you heard something on the podcast. I had somebody disagree with me the other day and had a great conversation with them. So ABQ Jason Rigby is my Instagram. I encourage you to follow me on that. I would love that. Also, ABQ Jason Rigby on Facebook and Twitter, all the social medias, Pinterest, all of them. So I encourage you to do that. I want to talk about a continuation of what I talked about yesterday, and that is time. But I'm not going to talk about time management. I believe there's something more important than time. You're like, what? There's something more important than time. For you, you're like, no, not possible. Time is the most valuable thing that we have in our lives. What if you had all the time in the world, but you didn't have the energy to accomplish anything? Let me say that again. What if you had all the time in the world, but you didn't have the energy to accomplish anything? So now this takes us down a road to understand, yes, I'm being proactive with my time. Yes, I'm scheduling things that are for me. I'm doing more for myself because I want to be at a 10 mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, because when I'm at a 10, I can serve others the best. So yes, I need to be what people would perceive as selfish. But when you look at this, you have to say, what gives me the most energy? For me, it's going to the gym. Yeah, I get tired and I have to take naps sometimes or whatever. Sometimes I get a little too over exuberant, and next thing you know, I'm, kind of hurt my bicep a little bit or did too many squats. And so, I'm kind of sore the next day and maybe a little tired, but I love it. And it gives me clarity of mind. It gives me energy. And I feel better about myself, so I have more energy. I feel like I'm more creative. And this is just off of me lifting weights, doing a little bit of cardio 3 to 4 times a week with a trainer. So these 3 or 4 hours a week that I do turns into, I don't know how much energy I've had to be able to create millions and millions of dollars worth of ideas, to be able to create millions and millions of dollars worth of product. I mean, if you know, I'm a chief marketing officer for a growing tech company that's doing super badass. So this is all new. It's a data marketplace. And so it's a marketplace. So it's like, how can we monetize the marketplace? How can we put the user first? All these questions have to be answered. And those are super creative questions. We're doing something that's never been done before, the stock market for data, where you have sellers and buyers. And anyone can sell their data. You can sell your Facebook data to a buyer and make money anywhere in the world. So how do I advertise to that? What do I do internally in the marketplace? How do I create ads in that? I mean, the list goes on and on. So working out is really important for me because it allows me to have the energy to be creative. It clears my mind. And so emotionally, mentally, and physically, I believe I'm at a 10 when I'm working out. And when I get back and I start having meetings and I'm communicating with people and I feel amazing, and then I get up the next morning, like today, I felt amazing after I did an hour and a half of workout yesterday. Come in today, feel amazing, super creative, designing a bunch of things with the team. And I just want you to understand what best motivates you. Maybe it's meditation, maybe it's reading, maybe it's gardening, maybe it's going for a walk with your dog or taking your dog to the dog park. Maybe it's being with friends and family and going out in the evening and having fun and drinking, having a couple drinks and dancing. Whatever it may be for you, what gives you energy? Sustain energy, not the short little spurts of, going to a nightclub and dancing a shitload and doing a bunch of drugs and then the next 2 days you're done. Not that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that give you sustained energy, that cause you to be, like for me, meal prep is very important. I meal prep every week. That gives me energy. I'm eating the right food. It's easy for me. I can warm it up real quick and then eat it real fast while I'm on the computer. And I can have 3 or 4 of these meals a day and I'm done. And I have different varieties, so it's easy. And I create it myself. And it just one Sunday afternoon for an hour or two, I have it down. Give you little hints. You can get prepackaged grass-fed ground beef is really good. You can get the rotisserie chicken already pulled in a big, huge package that lasts me all week from Costco. You can get Costco rice. You can get Costco black beans. Warm all that stuff up. However you want to do it. There's so many variants on that. But for me, energy is extremely important because I have a tendency, and I've talked about this before, I can procrastinate and be depressed. So I have to look at this and say, well, physical is very important for me. Mental is very important to me. Spiritual is really important. When I feel like I'm spiritually active and I'm being self-aware and I'm reading spiritual books, and that's why I have the other podcast, the spiritual podcast, Higher Density Living. Encourage you to subscribe to that, where I do an exploration of, Alexander and I do an exploration of what we're studying for spirituality. We get into extraterrestrials and all kinds of stuff. So cool stuff too. But, that really helps me. I'm study that, and I don't get depressed hardly anymore because of that. And I think it's the food that I'm eating. I'm not drinking. I hardly drink anymore. I used to drink beer every single day. They're not really sacrifices because of long-term energy. I know I need to do this to be the best person that I need to be. And I know I need to do this for me first and then 2 for others. Because the team that I lead, the people that I influence, it's not really a sacrifice if I see them growing. For me to drink 6 IPAs a night and then have a headache in the morning and not respond properly to the people that I serve, it's not worth it. It's just a bad habit that I had gotten into. And for me, physically, it wasn't making me, and mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually, I felt like low vibration. And these are things that you need to look at and say, my energy, what's creating low energy in my life? What are actions that I'm doing on a consistent basis that creates low energy? And then write a list of them down, or keep a list on your phone and notes, and then keep writing them. Find the easiest ones to give up. Some of you are going to be like hardcore and give up the hard ones. But find the easiest ones. And then you'll gain momentum off of those as you see yourself feeling better, better, and better. I even, a lot of times I don't drink alcohol at all because it just makes me feel so bad. I didn't realize how good you could feel if you didn't have alcohol. So now when I drink alcohol, it's almost like it knocks me down, like spiritually, like vibrationally level. That sounds woo-woo to you, but for me, it knocks me down, and then I just don't feel good physically. So it's not worth the buzz. The buzz doesn't do anything for me anymore. And for all of us, like I said, all of us is different. But I encourage you, and I'll end in this, find the things that give you energy. Find the things that sap your energy. Write those down. Do more of the things that give you energy. Schedule that. Listen to my time one, the one before, this episode before, so you can schedule those and see what happens. You're going to get 10 times more things done if you're doing the things that give you energy, not doing the things that are not giving you energy. You're going to be way more productive automatically and organically, and you don't have to do some system and figure shit out and have it like this big negative backpack on you of productivity. You don't have to do that. It's really, really simple, guys. So I encourage you, like I said, follow me, ABQ Jason Rigby, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the above. We have a Facebook group too at ABQ Jason Rigby. You can type in ABQ Podcast, Albuquerque Podcast, and I pop up on Google too if you want to see the website, the things that we have on that. Sign up for our email list. Every week we send out a new email. So I encourage you to do that. You can do that on the website, abqpodcast.com.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.